येते. अगं बाई, आता काय
लाईव्ह दिसतंय ना ग,
दिसतंय?
वरती आयकॉन येतोय.
येतंय.
डू यू वॉन्ट मी टू चेक
Oh,
ऑन?
yeah. Sorry.
Hi.
Yeah, I think it's live because I'm able to
Hi
see.
everyone. So we are a little late, but a very warm welcome to everyone who is joining us live on YouTube today. So as we have been doing some live sessions, Pradnyaa, Pallavi, and myself, we have been requested to cover this topic, misconceptions on spiritual awakening. And what happens is many times we have certain ideas or preconceived notions or misconceptions because of which we get stuck. And because of that, we are not able to progress ahead on the spiritual path and in life in general. So that's why we decided to take this topic. You can ask your questions in the chat and we'll start now. So welcome everybody. Pradnyaa, over to you.
Yes, hi, welcome everybody. We were just, every time we log in, three of us, and we are streaming this live on two channels simultaneously. So we always get stuck that whether we are able to show people what on all channels we are being visible or not. So just bear with us for that. Coming to today's topic, we all three of us are pretty much excited with this topic because when it comes to misconceptions about spiritual awakening, all of us, including all three of us, have experienced certain thoughts, conditional thoughts, or some sort of a belief system, which kind of got sorted while we were progressing or awakening spiritually. And now, when we look back, we kind of really laugh at it that, oh, we were actually having this sort of a misconception, but now things are clear. And I'm sure that everybody had some or the other misconception or several misconceptions when it comes to spiritual awakening. So we thought this is a very interesting topic and everybody will be able to enjoy this topic as well as learn a lot from today's discussion. So welcome to my channel as well as all the people who are watching us on Akankssha's channel as well. So first and foremost, I wanted to talk about a misconception that most of the spiritually awakening people or the person who is talking about spiritual awakening dresses in a certain way. How many of you, I mean, you can actually put your comments because we would definitely want a lot of engagement on this particular discussion. I did not have this misconception in a very particular way, but maybe when I was small, I used to expect that anybody who is talking a spiritual topic should dress in a certain way. Either they are wearing some white clothes or some robe or some orange thing so that you can trust them. If anybody who is in the simple clothes looking like a normal person, we won't go and trust that person. So what do you want to say, Akanksha and Pallavi, on this? Any funny experiences?
Yeah. Okay, before we move ahead, can you put us in this gallery mode so all of us can be seen? Right now, I think only...
I will do that. Just give me, you can speak, I can do that.
Okay. All right. So, especially in India, I have seen this that a lot of people expect spiritual people to be either in orange robes or white robes or women in saris. And we are socially conditioned that spiritual people means they are like this, they are dressed like this. And you'll be surprised that there might be people who are wearing jeans, but they may be enlightened. So, if we keep this social conditioning in mind that, okay, spiritual teacher or spirituality means you have to dress up in a certain way, then definitely we are missing out, because spirituality is not about just how you're dressing or your external appearance. It is about what kind of wisdom you are bringing out, what kind of awareness do you have, and how much evolution has your soul done over lifetimes. So it is about that. It is not about how you dress up. Pallavi, you want to add something?
Yeah, I mean, I feel there are two layers for this particular misconception. The one layer is that because of the environmental conditioning that we live in, let's say we are in India and we have a lot of religions. So definitely the orange color is more attractive for the spirituality to, get attracted towards the guru concept. But I feel that in my case, it was not subconsciously very deep, but yes, at mind level it was. And when I was a child, there used to be programs on Bhagavad Gita and all kind of things used to happen. And I used to get attracted towards the yogis who are wearing those orange clothes. So I used to find them and I used to go and I used to ask a lot of questions about existence, how is the soul, what is body, and how soul is made, and many other questions. And nobody used to answer me. Everybody used to say, no, you are very small and you grow up, then I'll answer you. So I used to always get this kind of response. And then with time, it happened to me that I started getting detached from the orange people, that, oh, they are not going to give me answer. So somewhere I think I cleared and decided that I am not going to ask this. But I don't know then where I should go. And when I landed to Patriji's wisdom, and he used to wear t-shirt, he used to wear jeans, his earlier days, and people used to say, how come you are a spiritual guru and all that. So I think somewhere he started breaking that big level for a lot of people, and I loved that about him. That, wow, somewhere I think I was finding that, oh, I don't want an orange person as my guru. And he introduced that to be we should be dragged towards the wisdom of the person rather than the outer get up. So I think if there are many people who has this kind of misconception subconsciously, so both need to be clear. Yeah, so I think we have a lot of things around the conception. And one more I'm just getting into my mind is that this I personally went through, is that I used to think before meditation or before my spiritual awakening that awakening is something like instant, you are becoming a superwoman or a superman overnight. Because I used to see that chakra kind of books in the bookstore, and I used to ask my father that, that image used to attract me, and I used to ask my father, and he used to say, yeah, there are some magics, there are some powers awaken if your chakras get awakened. So then that word went inside me, and my child mind, mindset, and it made me inside that, oh, how people can achieve that. Can we really become like a superman or a shaktiman? That time I used to watch Shaktiman. So then I used to visualize watching Shaktiman that, oh, must be his chakras are activated, must be he is awakened and he could travel from one place to another place, and all kind of that so-called spiritual powers basically was there in my mind before spiritual awakening. But
Yeah.
yes, what I can experience practically is it's not something overnight, and we can't deny even an exception if we really take the experience of Buddha, that overnight he encountered a lot of things. But yes, it can also happen to many people, but this is something happens gradually. And the scientific reason behind it is our physical minds are not ready that much. to accept the whole truth, because we also carry a lot of blockages, lot of conditionings and all that. So this awakening process takes time to make us understand, basically. That's what I feel. And I cleared that with experiences, that this is something definitely is very exciting, I can say, but this is not something will change overnight. It's also a
Yeah.
lot of work. It's also that how you see yourself, your faith. There are a lot of many factors matter to really understand the core concept of being awakened.
Yeah. And I also want to link this particular misconception with another misconception that naturally flows with this one, is that only special people can awaken, and
Yeah.
awakening is only for gurus and mystics, who are like the chosen ones. And I think because people are looking at awakening as something special, they feel that those people are specially dressed. But if that misconception also is eradicated, you understand that anybody walking on the street can be an awakened person. So it's nothing to do with their dressing, or it is nothing to do with being a guru or a mystic or a chosen one. So
I think
I
still
want
it
to ask both of you,
happens. Yeah, I mean,
like,
still it
do you think
happens.
that I mean, here I want to ask this question, that do you think that awakening is accessible for everyone? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, definitely. And this is something, in fact, I had asked Ann Tucker, who had come on the podcast last week, and we have received so much of love for that. So essentially, she channels angels, and she also replied the same, that rather, as in angels replied the same, that it is not selective, it is available to everybody. It is not that only a few people can be awakened. Also, like, I would like to add to what both of you had mentioned about being that thing being overnight. And another misconception I have seen is that um, awakening is blissful. Like, one night suddenly you will get awakened, and then everything changes, and then you are in bliss, you are in heaven. So there's nothing like that. One, it can be, yes, there are certain awakenings which are joyous, but otherwise you may have to go through dark nights. Many times it is called dark night of the soul, where you have to literally go through the darkest and worst, probably, periods in your life, and then awaken through that. And it takes time, it takes healing, it is a gradual process. It is not that it will suddenly tomorrow you will wake up and you will be like in heaven, or you'll be all bliss and like that. It is a process, and it happens gradually. You have to consciously work on your healing through this process. And yes, you may feel uh, blissful experiences, you may get as you are progressing on the spiritual path. Whenever you are doing your spiritual practices, you will get certain experiences which will be definitely very high vibration and higher dimension kind of experiences. But that does not mean it is all hunky dory and rosy kind of a thing. It is a process, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to add to this one aspect is that I feel many of the people, uh, when we say or I say, some people ask the question that it is not something is all the time blissful, but yes, as we thrive to experience the blissfulness that which we never had before, that happens through awakening. I can say that happens only through awakening, because somewhere our soul is trying to find those moments, those energies which are within us only, and response to the awakening we start uh, being in that state more and more. So I feel a person who are taking a right guidance, who are going on a right way of understanding their what is happening with them, can raise that, the span of blissfulness, or you can say guide more to themselves, that, oh, I love that blissfulness, I love that state, I want to be more. So they get more sure of that, oh, the right guidance, right mindset will make me to experience it more, because the end result is, because of that peace, deep silence or blissfulness, we are able to tackle all the challenges in life. And I have seen people, those who are ignorant but still going through awakening, they stuck in a lot of situations where they find themselves into mess. They don't know how to really come out of it. They don't know how should I understand what is happening. I'm meditating or I'm doing this and that, but I'm still stuck, right? So I feel there are a lot of people among us who might not be speaking or sharing, or might not be even thinking about what should I guide to myself to come out of it, because somewhere my awakening started, but why I'm experiencing this. So I really want to reach, especially this discussion, to those people that guidance is very, very much important. Like previously we just talked about the misconception of a person or a guide can be a normal person, right? So there are people like us who are awakened and who know how to guide, or you might be having that person in your life but you are not aware, or you are not giving a thought, right? So yes, we can tap that energy of blissfulness with good guidance.
Yeah, I completely agree. And even I would like to add to that, that when I was going through this awakening, the initial phase of my awakening was completely upside down, like whatever I was expecting in my life to happen. Because I think when we are still awakening, we are operating from our ego mind. So we want specific things to happen in our life. Like by this end of the year, I want to have this much bank balance, or I want to have a baby, or I want to get married. There is so much calculation that we are doing, and we are kind of stuck with that expected outcome. But when we are awakening, most of your ego mind would start shading away, and there are completely different things that are taking place, which are not probably very conventional in nature. So in this process of your ego breaking down, there are so many pain points that you are going through. So much is happening that I mean, when I was going through spiritual awakening, I had no clue that I am going through an awakening process. I was thinking that I am an insane person going through a biggest failure of my life. I am not worthy of anything. I'm I don't know why I'm living this life. So much darkness was there in the initial stage, but I could only understand what exactly was happening to me when I came out of that dark tunnel and started looking back that what was happening to me. So this particular thing that many people have, that spiritual awakening is like putting candles all around you and having some essences and fragrances and sitting in the meditation position is going to bring you to any sort of awakening. Probably that's just a some sort of very ideal or a very rosy picture that we conventionally have in our heart. But that's not how it is. And somewhere I think it's about us understanding that and accepting that spiritual awakening has day and night both. And it's a part of the package that you will experience both. Like you will obviously get into a bliss, and you will obviously experience the dark side as well. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that specific misconception.
Yeah. Yeah, so I would like to add to that, actually what both of you said, that we do get certain kind of peace and calmness after we process the awakening and as we evolve through the
Yeah.
process as such. But that doesn't mean that you'll be all perfect. That is another
Yeah.
misconception, that
Yes.
you are spiritually awakened means you will never get angry. You will,
Yeah.
always be having smile on your face and always be cheerful. And so I have, like, is people may say, even if you talk a little bit in a different tone, and people, oh, you are a spiritual teacher and you are talking like that, like, or how can you say like that? Or how can, so these are all, again, misconceptions. Even if you are spiritually awakened, doesn't mean that you are complete light. Like what Pradnya said, that it is, we are combination of light and darkness. And unless we recognize and accept the darkness or the shadows within us, we cannot process them. So when you are going through awakening, actually everything will come to surface. The darkness will come to surface, and you will have to accept it and heal through it. There is no shortcut. And if there is a shortcut, that means it is called a spiritual bypassing, which many people do actually. That they think that, okay, because they are spiritual teachers, means they are on a pedestal, and they are kind of, beyond all the human emotions.
Yeah.
They cannot get disturbed. So this is called as spiritual bypassing. And that is definitely a misconception, that you are spiritual means you will not have any, any of these flaws. That was one thing. Another thing I would like to add is, like what Pradnya said, that when you're going through awakening, you might feel guilty, regret, shame, and not feeling worthy. And you might not even realize that you are going through awakening. You may feel disconnected with people, and then you, like, your family also and friends, and you may think that, oh, what's happening with me? What's wrong with me? So this is the question that I have seen many people who are going through awakening, and I myself had this. What's wrong with me? So this is the biggest thing, that nothing is wrong with you. You are going through something which is very radical, and that is why you need to go through that process as such.
Yeah, and
I
I also want to put forward another point, a small point over there, especially when we are talking about this specific thing, that um, spiritually awakened person is all good and there is nothing wrong. I have seen, observed people, or even people asking this question, that I was feeling angry, but I know that I'm not supposed to feel angry because I'm awakening, right? So I also see people suppressing their negative emotions because they feel that they are not supposed to feel it, because otherwise it goes against their spiritual beingness. So that also, I feel that embracing your negative side and observing your negative emotions, that okay, you are ultimately a human being, you are not, like, you are not an angel in the spirit realm. So obviously you are going to hold anger or whatever negative emotions that you are going through. Most The awakened person, what is the difference between the awakened person is they can observe their negative emotions as a third person, that I am going through this particular negative emotion. They are aware of their negative emotions. They are not just being a part of the movie, they are watching their own movie. That I would say is a difference between the awakened person. But they will definitely have negative emotions. And it's important to accept those emotions as well. Yeah, Pallavi, I think, has to say something on that.
Yeah, I mean, what I would like to say is, with the same misconception, is that many people also get afraid to the even concept of awakening. Okay,
Yeah.
because they know that the dark energy will surface, or we had to face our own
Yes,
blockages.
yes.
So I feel awakening is very well taken by only the courageous hearts. And because they know that even though, you know, the spark of light is enough for anybody's life when they're going through the darkness. And I feel the awakened people before awakening are very good believers of light. That's the reason they choose these paths of awakening or spirituality. Or else those people who do not have that courage, I think they just come, and suppose awakening started and they don't want to be that. I have seen such people who don't want to be that. because then they prefer, oh, no, 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 the physical life is much better. Those challenges are much better than the spiritual challenges. So I really want to say, if this kind of people are hearing our, watching our discussions, then don't carry that. Understand that the light is always there. We just come through these all kind of experiences because that push us to, to become a true believer of light, or become a light worker at the end, to have our to have our existence to be that. And if you do not choose in this life, trust me, you have to do in any of your lifetime. So it's a choice in this life. Do you really want to take, if it's already started? Do you want to make it well for yourself? Do you want to really make more adventurous and excited or passionate? Then take it with courage, heart. Do not worry. Just, have a thought that get like-minded friends who are going through this, and this journey becomes very easy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything more on this misconception, or we can move forward?
Yeah, this particular, no, I just remembered another misconception, that spirituality means everything should be free, or spiritual people should not be rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is one of the biggest misconception, that everything should be available free. While it is true that if you follow a path of monkhood, then you live with kind of minimal possessions. You don't want to possess anything or acquire anything. But otherwise, all other people who are following the normal spirituality, living in the world, but living in the material world, definitely need to have money, because that's how we work, that's how we function in this world. And we need to cultivate that abundance mindset, because the universe doesn't say that, okay, if you are spiritual means you should not be abundant or you should not be wealthy. The universe has never put this kind of conditioning. And
Yeah.
there have been in our ancient scriptures, and like there have been kings and enlightened kings who did what they had to do, and still they were like wealthy and rich. So it's not that you cannot be wealthy and rich if you're spiritual. Also, whenever you need certain kind of experiences, whether it's self-care and going deep and having that immersive kind of experience, then definitely you need to have that kind of environment. When you want to go deep within, then you need that kind of environment. You need to have those self-care activities and everything included in that. And that means that yes, you do have to spend money. So it is about changing the perspective and mindset. Oh, just because just because it is spiritual doesn't mean that it has to be free. And the whole universe works on the principle of energy. What is money is actually energy only. And energy always flows. So there is always an energy exchange. If I am teaching you something, then you give something to me. That is energy exchange. So the misconception that spiritual trainings and teaching has to be free is really, I think, one of the biggest misconceptions.
Yes, I definitely want to add that, because I had that block in my mind for a lot of years. And I used to get stuck at that specific thing. When I started sharing my experiences on Quora, there were a lot of people who started sending me private messages that, oh, ma'am, can you answer this question, that question? And I used to happily answer everybody. But then what started happening was like half of my day is going into answering people, and I am not able to pay attention to my personal life or my financial security, because ultimately I am a human being in the physical body. So however spiritually awakened I am, I have to sustain myself on this earthly plane. So obviously, I had to look after my finances or my income or things like that. And I had this big block in my heart that, you know, this is something very spiritual. And if this is a service, then I should not charge people. So
Sure.
I was stuck there. I used to really feel painful. So many times I have decided that I'm not going to write anymore on Quora because it takes too much of my time and I can't give that practical time to that specific activity. But then some intervention used to happen, and I used to realize that no, God wants me to continue this work. So I would again go to that work. I would again start continuing the work, and again I will come to that block that I can't sustain myself. I can't just keep putting my time because it is practically impossible to have that sort of time to be given. And then I met one healer that was also divine intervention, who told me this thing that it's about energy exchange. If you're a doctor and if you're saving somebody's life, people don't ask you like, oh, why is doctor charging so many, so much of money to do a bypass surgery, because everybody understands and somewhere everybody accepts that it needs some sort of energy exchange. But when it comes to spirituality, I think the society has these very core belief systems that spirituality is about monkhood. So anybody who is offering any sort of a spiritual advice, it has to be free. But the thing is, practically, as we are saying that, anybody walking on the street is awakening nowadays, and it's about timeline. You can't have a monkhood combined with your spiritual practice or a spiritual awakening, because the timelines are changing. So we definitely need to change those belief systems. I have done it hard way. I have fallen on my face 100 times while I was going through this whole challenge myself, because unless I changed my belief systems, nothing was going to change for my own self. So I completely agree. And so many people are struggling with this. So many people are awakening and asking me that, ma'am, I don't want to do a job, or I don't know how to survive. So this whole poverty consciousness, as well as this whole belief system or a misconception that spirituality is supposed to be done in a monkhood or with a poverty consciousness, is a complete misconception. And another very amazing thing somebody told me, and I thought that my guides actually sent this person in front of me when I was in the dilemma. That person told me, because I was having this conflict, that whatever spiritual knowledge I receive, how can I sell that? How can I put a price to that? And that person told me, you're selling your time, you're not selling your knowledge. Knowledge is free, but your time has some value. So as a human being, if you are having 24 hours, whatever time you're putting, people need to respect that time, whatever you are putting out, and they need to value your time. So whatever value you put is for your time and not for your knowledge. And when that was clear, many doubts were clear in my heart that, okay, that really resonates well with me. And somehow I was able to move forward. So this is something which I can keep talking on, because this whole financial block has been my biggest hurdle in my journey. So yeah.
Yes, I totally agree with different perceptions which both of you shared. And I also come across the same. But how I healed this misconception
Yeah.
is, as I belong to the organization led by my guru, where he had a principle that one should teach meditation without taking any exchange of money. So that's the
Yeah.
principle we follow in our organization. So that was a line, and but he didn't say that you cannot charge for the courses, you cannot charge for the retreats, any kind of thing. And I totally, it's been 20 years now, I teach meditation freely. And almost there is a 70% of my activities which are free of cost. I go to different organization, different groups. A lot of my workshops are free. But there is a 30% area which I charge for my courses or some particular things. So what I want to say is many of the old side old mindset, which particularly think that, oh, why she's charging or why somebody charge. I believe is that we have to come out of the mindset thinking that the spirituality is becoming a business. Okay, so
Absolutely.
because
Yeah.
people take it as a very negative aspect, thinking that the oh, spirituality today is becoming a business. Every so-called awakened people themselves are charging. If they are awakened, if they are so blissful, then why they need to charge? If they are so abundant, why they need to charge? Right? So this kind of thought process is around us, and my answer to this is that how even I gone through it. So how I feel is convinced towards this misconception is, I feel that there are two ways of karma we do in everyday life. The one is sakam karma and one is nishkam karma.
Yeah.
In nishkam karma, you don't expect anything. And I think I'm already performing that 70%. And there is a 30% area of my life which is sakam. That means if I'm putting something, I'm expecting out of it. And as I belong to, the so-called family life, having responsibilities, so I need something for myself to be independent, to stand so that I can do a lot of spiritual work. And I feel especially those people who are putting their energy whole 24 by 7, they need a financial support. They definitely need, because they are putting their all day and night, they are not working. They want to dedicate their whole energies to guide people, and I think they deserve it. If you remember, there used to be Rajgurus in ancient time in King's Court, right? Why they used to keep the Rajguru is because they want Rajguru to take care of only energy matters, only karmic matters, only all justified matters, which comes from the knowledge and wisdom, so that the Rajguru could guide the king or the whole country. So such a place was given to a spiritually enlightened person in the court, where his all needs are taken care by the king, right? So today we do not follow the king wala era, so we have to do by ourselves. And the people
Absolutely.
who think that oh, spirituality is becoming business, but I see that if it is becoming business, that means it is because they want to bring a change in the business itself. Because so far we take business as a fraud or a wrong or a bad way of marketing. So far there is a, the bad energy behind businesses is that there is no honesty, there is no authenticity. So I feel as a person, we should focus on such people who are really authentic, where you're feeling dragged and not get, caught yourself in the thought process of money. Because even in the businesses, you are paying to the quality of that product. We pay for the quality. And even in the spirituality, if you're taking as a business aspect, then every person is representing the quality of their wisdom, and that is where you are dragged off.
Yes,
So I feel,
absolutely.
so I felt that if I make myself stuck into the money part, then I may not ascend. So I do not want money anywhere around me to become a blockage. I had to also fulfill what I need for my life. And at the same time, also doing a Nishkam service to the society. So I feel we both can balance very easily.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We do certain work, which I also do certain work through the foundation, which for which I don't charge, and then there is certain work which for which I charge. And rather than thinking how will I pay for it and I can't afford, think the universe is abundant, and because I'm progressing on this path, how can the universe support me? Start asking questions like that, and you will start receiving more abundance. Okay, I am going
Absolutely.
to take some questions from here. There's
Yeah.
one question, Cindy. how do you define the signs of spiritual awakening? Any of you want to start?
Yeah, the very first sign you will have a change in your mind, in your thoughts, is that you start asking the existential questions. That is where your journeys start from for the spiritual awakening, like who I am, what is this my life, just khana pina sona, and is there something beyond of this physical life? What is my existence? I want to know why I'm here. What is the purpose of my life? So these kind of questions will trouble you a lot than the physical challenges, and that is where you have to understand that the spiritual awakening started.
Yeah. And second thing is you will start disassociating with things, not necessarily everything, but many things that you liked, they were your basic interests. But then suddenly you start losing the interest, like the people you used to mingle around, or the kind of hobbies you had initially, or the kind of work you used to do. You start feeling that it doesn't make sense anymore. So you're either changing your interests, or you're falling out of certain um social gatherings or your interests. Basically, that also is one of the indication that there is some awakening process that has happened or happening.
Yeah, and typically in our society we call something as midlife crisis, and then we think that okay, everybody goes through that, and then we box it under that or label it and then
Yeah.
leave it like that. So it's not like that. Awakening can happen at any age, and definitely you will start feeling disconnected, I would say, detached, disconnected, not interested, and you may not resonate with the things that you used to do earlier. You may not resonate with people. So there are, yeah, so many of these things that may start
And
happening.
mainly your belief systems will start falling down. Like whatever you believed so far, life is all about, like, oh, career should look like this, love life should look like that, relationships should shape like this. You have certain images in your mind that this is how your life should look like. And if you're awakening, that will start falling down. Like you start questioning that whatever you used to believe so far is not true. And that kind of shatters you from inside, that, oh my God, I was living a lie so far, because there is something different that I'm feeling now. So that would be
Yeah.
like a typical initial stage of a awakening. I also have another question from Alicia. Uh, she's asking, do you have does everybody have psychic abilities? Because in Laws of the Spirit World book, it is written that souls on higher level of spirituality have some psychic abilities. Do you three? So you three are claiming to be spiritual. Okay, so okay, if I want to answer that, everybody does have a psychic ability. Every human being has it. Only thing is, just because you are not awakened enough, you are not able to understand what your psychic ability is. But once you start awakening and start aligning with your higher self, those abilities will come into your remembrance. You will naturally start unlocking those abilities. Everybody, every human being has a psychic ability. What it is, that you will discover as you awaken. That's what is my take.
Yeah.
Both of you
So
can say
many.
whatever.
Yeah, I mean, simple thing. Everybody knows what is gut feeling, right? So, gut feeling is your intuition telling you something. That is the start of any psychic abilities. And then as you go on working on those, then you will start enhancing those. And as your soul evolves, then you'll start getting more and more of them. And the second question, are you three claiming to be spiritual? We don't have to claim. We know that we are spiritual beings on human journey, and not just three of us, all
Yeah,
of
I
us.
mean, I think every human being is a spiritual being.
Yeah,
So we,
because
all
we
of us,
all are
we don't have
spiritual
to claim
beings.
that we are
Yeah.
spiritual beings. and by the way, we have a physical body also.
Yeah, on a temporary human journey.
Yeah. Yes, Pallavi, you have to add something?
No, I mean, what I can say is, as she said, we don't need any claims. What we need to understand is, so far, the spiritual awakened people knows that spirituality is nothing but awareness. As we get more conscious and aware, you can identify or sharpen your psychic abilities more and more. You
Yeah.
uplift your journey with a lot of conscious actions, conscious experiences, conscious belief, and in short, your spirituality is directly proportional to your awareness,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which you may not
True.
have
And I think
in
that
physical life.
reminds me of this particular misconception that a lot of people believe that being spiritual is an achievement. Like being spiritually awakened is an achievement, but it's not an achievement. It is just that you are coming to that a remembrance of who you are. That's it. There is nothing special about that. So anything that you are claiming, you consider that to be something that is
You are
apart from,
not. That means you are
something
not.
that you are not
That you are not.
exactly.
Yeah, that is not true.
So
Correct.
Yeah.
so that's a misconception. Yeah.
Okay, there is another question here. Thanks for answering. Is there such a thing as spiritual awakening from the fourth dimension? And if so, what are the signs?
I didn't get the question actually.
The question itself is like this, that is there any such thing as awakening from the fourth dimension? And if so, what are the signs?
See, first of all, we are so far physical bodies are in 3D, so question is not valid for me.
Yeah,
Might
I
be they are
mean,
not able to express.
yeah, I mean, maybe they want to ask something valid, but it's not coming across
It's not coming here.
what is
Yeah.
being asked. Yeah. So
Or maybe from moving from fourth dimension to higher dimensions. I don't know. But that was the
Any more
question.
questions we have?
Aparajita is asking, I want to know how it feels when someone reached to spiritual awakening point. Please explain.
It's amazing, it's outstanding, it's very passionate, it's very compassionate. It's like it's live. It's live. It's very live. I can sense or say that if I would have not chosen the spirituality, then I would be like a zombie or simply a very mechanical person doing their work, and it's very mechanical. But now not. It's been 2 decades that my life is more and more live every day. That because you see yourself energy, you start seeing others as energy, and everything then you start vibrate with. So that's the biggest
Yeah.
point of your awakening, I believe. And because we
Yeah.
are going beyond minds, so this is all
I
the matter of consciousness or soul.
I can add to that since I have understood that, okay, I'm snapping out of my solar plexus, coming to my heart center with that awareness, somehow you naturally stop judging others. That, okay, whatever it is, whatever right or wrong, that whole concept of right or wrong would kind of go away from your life. Even if somebody is committing a mistake, you are not triggered. You are completely okay, integrated in your heart, and you accept that, okay, mistakes happen. Somebody has committed a mistake. You are not angry with that person. So somehow you're okay. Like tomorrow, if World War III starts, we are still in peace and integrated, because you know that, okay, this is all temporary. We are in a physical
They will
body.
find us doing meditations.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like all is well, there is nothing that you have to really question outside of you, and you are kind of finding that peace inside you. So somewhere I feel that it also feels, something that is liberated, because if you are operating from your ego mind, you always are anxious, or you want something to happen your way. But if you are completely, in the flow, it doesn't really matter
Surrender mode.
whatever is happening outside of you. You are cool, you know. So that's a very amazing feeling. At times, like if I really want to look at the other, I won't say dark side, but the other side of the coin of awakening, I have also experienced this particular thing that many times it happens that you are knowing a lot or understanding intuitively a lot that how things are taking place or somebody died or whatever. Sometimes it becomes a bit of a responsibility that we are processing that, and somehow I kind of many times feel tired of it, like okay, like I am understanding too much, like I wish that I didn't understand anything, you know. Those moments are also there.
Ignorance is bliss, you want to say. Many people think that, oh,
Yeah, in some way, not exactly from the place of ignorance, but yeah, there are points, some moments that is like okay, knowing too much is also sometimes becoming a little tiring. I'm not saying that I am like all, you know, I have all the wisdom of the universe, no, but whatever I know, that also becomes too much at times, and somewhere I feel that oh, okay, I just need to, you know, those moments where we really want to watch some sitcom on TV and you have to keep your brain aside and just be in nothingness. Those moments come in my life sometimes. But overall, I would say it's really a good place to be, where you just don't care. Whatever happens tomorrow, if you die, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really make me anxious in any way. Yeah, Akanksshaa has to say something.
Yeah. So I've gone through multiple awakenings in my life. My life has been a huge roller coaster ride. And as I had mentioned that some of the awakenings are joyous and some are dark. And I have gone through many dark nights where I had to literally put myself up together. So if you ask me what are the feelings when you're going through the awakening, through that process, if you're going through the dark night, you may have, like when my son crossed over, I had to go through a deep trauma, a deep sense of grief and overwhelm, everything dark, like. And I knew that, and he started connecting with me immediately. So that is one of the biggest blessings. And at that time, immediately, I mean, after a few months, I started doing astral travel. So yes, there are different things that happen at the same time. So there are a lot of feelings and emotions that you will need to process when you are going through awakening. Some are very, very heavy, very dense, and some are very light, very blissful, peaceful kind of experiences. Once you come out of those experiences, then definitely there is, you are more centered, you are more peaceful, and like Pradnyaa said, you don't give a damn, like you don't care for a lot of things that are happening. Also, you don't get involved in a lot of drama, because you know that why get involved in these drama and lower your vibration. Rather than that, I will focus on something that is going to help me progress. That is one thing. Once you awaken, over and above that freedom, what happens is you find your true self and you start expressing yourself more authentically. So when you express your authentic self, when you express your truth, then a lot of things start changing, and the universe starts working with you. A lot of synchronicities happen in that case, and you will start feeling in a more expanded state of consciousness. So when you ask how does it feel, it feels expanded state of consciousness, and you feel that expansion of soul, you feel that authenticity, you feel that peace and calmness. So all these things you start feeling once you're on the other side of awakening. But yes, it is a process.
Somebody is asking a question to Pallavi. I am doing Anapanasati Dhyan sometimes with a live group on PMC Hindi, and sometimes with Patri sir's flute music. Yesterday, during meditation, my heart beat increased. What does that mean?
See, when we start meditation, basically, then we start more understanding what exactly is the energy. Meditation is a technique to receive energy. So, with that, as the energy comes in your body or in your mind, then you get come across with a lot of experiences. So, if you, as you are saying, something like that happens, that means so there is a good amount of energy you are receiving in your body. So, that energy flows to different areas or different chakras of our body where the work is needed of healing, or you can say the cleaning work. So, as per that, it goes. But yes, if you want to know more about what exactly is happening you, so then always get into the conscious questioning mode, that you can put a question to the universe that give me clarity what is happening with me. So have that habit of asking the universe, and the answer will come to you.
Okay. So the question is, would you say a 4D mindset follow a guru or a sect, and 5D mindset is directly connected to higher self or source?
See, I mean, whoever is asking, I feel before going to 4D or 5D kind of concepts, we need to understand the fundamentals of spirituality, which is very much needed for the foundation of ascension work. So, and that is, I think, one of the big reason that three of us are thinking for the retreat, where we are focusing on the very foundation of spiritual awakening. And if anybody who are attending this will have very much, we can say, a crystal clear clarity for the spiritual life, and they will be cleared of many of misconceptions or many of their mind blocks, which might be difficult to clear by doing it alone. So, if you have these fundamentals of spirituality, understanding and experiencing it, then I think you will get more clarity even to ascend, and you ascend also. Any person who is ascending to 5D, it's not possible without the fundamentals of spirituality. So
Absolutely. I
my
completely agree.
my suggestion is, don't jump directly to the 5D, understanding 5D. Focus on how your fundamentals are clear.
Right.
Absolutely.
I would like to add to this. There are many definitions of a guru, and that is why don't align that. Okay, guru means 4D mindset, and source means 5D mindset. At
True.
times, your spiritual paths, they will change. You might need guru for a certain time. After that, you may not need guru, or you might not need guru for a certain time. After that, you may need guru. At times you may not need a guru, but you need a teacher or a mentor. So there is no one fixed answer for this, I would say.
Yeah, and
You
we
go
would like to
guide
tell that we are not announcing that we are gurus.
gurus. Yes, definitely we are not gurus.
Yes.
So,
We
so
are calling ourselves that all three of us are guides. We are
yes,
spiritual guides, or you can say
we are
ascension guides.
ascension guides. Yes,
Yes, we are
Yeah.
guides.
And we are just one few more steps ahead of you, probably. That's
yeah.
it. There is nothing more that we are claiming.
Okay, we'll take the last question. We are on it over time actually, but how to protect Archana? How to protect our energy if you feel someone else is attracting you? Someone else's energy is attracting you.
Actually, this is a very broad question, and we are going to dig deep into such kind of things into a retreat,
Retreat,
because
yes.
there are a lot of dimensions to this particular question, that how energy affects. There are
Yeah.
various ways, that various techniques also to protect yourself. So
I
one
I
line
want to add
answer.
that. I
Yeah,
want to add to that what you're saying right now. Sorry to cut you, but the same point. Somebody on my channel is asking what is karma, what is karmic debt. Do discuss karma. So I appreciate that everybody is wanting to know about all these things, but the question that was asked on Akanksha's channel about negative energies and on my channel about karma. One thing I want to say is that these topics are absolutely important and interesting to understand how they work. But please try to understand that we three of us coming together here for an hour and you are just listening to us while sitting at your home and by the way asking some questions. You can't really understand what is the concept of karma, how karma works, or what are the laws of karma. You can't We are not saying that we know everything, but whatever we understand, whatever we have gone through and whatever we have navigated so far, when it comes to negative energies, dealing with negative energies, how to understand different types of energies, how to navigate through karmic entanglement. If you really want to know these things, you can't just, have your mobile phones in hand and by the way, know about these things and start navigating your journeys. No, we will definitely need to put forward, even for us, we can't just sit on YouTube and talk about karma and negative energies. There is a lot that goes into even telling about it or talking about it. So somewhere I feel that it is not a right way to even discuss these things at such surface level. If you really want to understand it, you have to put in effort and time in understanding that, if you trust us. So, and that is why exactly we are coming together, all three of us, and really trying to put our efforts into something that can make a lot of change around.
yeah, I mean, I would like to add into this is that to the audience who are watching us right now, is that see that a lot of stuff is definitely available to us on a YouTube or blogs or books. There are a lot of, and everybody is exploring nowadays, especially those who are dragged towards spirituality. But I definitely suggest that come across meeting that person where you're feeling spiritually attracted, that but that particular person will guide you or answer you, because uh, and also choose that person who is guiding you based on the self experience, not just based out of knowledge. Knowledge can be gained just reading many of this stuff, right? But wisdom is different and knowledge is different. So three of us are going to share with wisdom that what we experienced and expertised our spiritual certain fields. And we know that we are working, three of us, quite long time helping people to identify the same things with experiences. And that is what I feel is the USP of what three of us are going to bring for you through this retreat, which is going to happen from 29th, sorry, 30th of Jan to 3rd of Feb, 4 days retreat in Pune. And this is an opportunity to really make yourself detach for 4 days from this physical life and completely immerse into the spiritual life, so that we can really give a serious call to our spiritual growth and even to think moving ahead towards the 5D ascension.
Do you want to share the page quickly,
Oh
Pradnyaa?
yeah, if you want to,
Yeah,
surely.
otherwise you can give me a sharing this thing, or you can share. Anything is fine.
Yeah, I have given you the
Okay.
permission to share.
Okay. So I'll just quickly share this. So this is the signs. We talked about the signs also of awakening. Some of these things are mentioned here. If you're going through all of these, uh, we currently have started accepting bookings for this. And like we said that we have covered a lot, and this is going to be immersive. So spirituality is all about experience, and this is an experiential retreat. So whatever we talked about, and you can go on talking and talking and talking, but that is theoretical, I mean, to a certain extent. What happens is when you come here and when you actually spend time doing the processes, there are some interactive processes, there are some profound meditations. We are going to connect with nature also in a different way. So this is all experiential, and that is why it is different. So all the things are mentioned over here, and of course the bonuses and everything is mentioned. And yeah, so this is going to be full body, mind, soul coherence. And
This link is there in the description of this video.
yeah. And where we are going to have it in a very beautiful place. There is a very beautiful nature surrounding this place. So if you're called to attend this, then do not postpone, because we have limited places. And if you resonate with whatever we are sharing, because that way, like Pallavi said, that everything is available nowadays on internet, everything is available. You can read tons and tons of all of this stuff online. You can also watch tons of videos online, but it is a different thing when you actually learn it with somebody who's gone through the experience. B, it is a different thing that you are experiencing the presence of awakened people, because when you are even the physical presence matters a lot. It is a different thing when you create that sacred container, the sacred space, and then experience that. It is a different thing when you have your soul tribe along with you, people who are like-minded, like-hearted people attending this, and you can share your heart out without being judged for sharing. So that is why it is different, because I always say this, that your family you choose before birth as a soul blueprint. It's a karmic family, and these are karmic contracts. But here you are going to meet your soul family, and that is why it is different. So if you're called to do this, then don't ignore the calling. That's all I have to say.
Yes,
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. I mean, since I have started interacting with Pallavi, Akanksshaa, and many other people, soul brothers or sisters, it changes the texture of your life in a completely different way. I mean, the kind of topics you discuss, or it's a different thing altogether. Like it's not like uh, what happened yesterday in the office, or what happened in the neighborhood. We mostly will not I mean, it's not decided, but we would never end up discussing anything which literally seems like a past life.
It is.
And there
It
is
is.
always something.
It
Yeah,
We
is.
crossed many lives.
It is, yeah. I always say that I've lived so many lifetimes in this life.
true. Absolutely. So yeah, so I hope that everybody enjoyed this discussion. In our first life, we were really a bit new to this concept. Like all three of us were doing it for the first time. So we were, but this time I think we are more, in a joking mood, or in a more lighter mood than our first life. We are also learning. So thank you for listening to us and being part of this episode. And maybe
Yeah.
if all of you like these discussions, we would even continue it afterwards as well.
Yes. And thank you for
Yeah, and take
attending. Thank you for joining us, and lots of love and namaste.
Yes. Pallavi, anything you have to say as a parting message?
nothing. I just thought of saying that this is especially that we're working on the awakening as a subject through the retreat. So even
Yeah.
if you are not able to join by any chance, don't forget to tell that person who really needs it.
Yes, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
that way you can really guide people where you feel that they're going through awakening and they need a guidance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please help them by any way you can, because that is what we need, that conscious calling to help somebody.
Exactly. Yes. I mean, it's not just three of us. It is every one of you who was watching this. All of us have this responsibility, or whatever we want to call it, to share your experiences or whatever you know about your awakening process to others. So, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Okay, thank
Yes.
you all.
Thank you all. Bye.
Bye.